Pumpkin Johnny, it's Halloween at Hogwarts. Help Hagrid prepare for this year's pumpkin-themed party, but beware of the scary story that may be more than just a story. Halloween is one of my favorite times of the year. It looks amazing with the Hagrid's pumpkins. Halloween at Hogwarts, is there anything better? You suddenly seem excited for the holidays. Why not? Halloween is the best. There's food, sweets, and parties. I can transform all I want and no one seems to mind. This is always the worst time of the year. Either something terrifying happens that puts us in danger, or something terrifying happens but it's just for fun. Welcome all and happy Halloween. We have many exciting events planned for this year's celebration, but first take a moment of appreciation to appreciate the decorations around you. Lovely pumpkins was grown by our very own groundskeeper, Rubius Hagrid. Now for this year's events, Professor Binns has a special challenge he calls Bobbin for history. Hagrid's pumpkins really are lovely and you can do as much with them. And what's your favorite pumpkin pastime? The most fun thing to do with a pumpkin is to smash it. That's what I'd choose any day, assuming Mr. Flinch isn't watching, of course. Finally, this year's marquee event will be something entirely new, a pumpkin-themed party. Allow me to explain the details. Hagrid is preparing a special crop of pumpkins exclusively for this occasion. Anyone who volunteers to help Hagrid and with his pumpkins will receive 10 points to their respective houses. Thank you, and happy Halloween. Never been to a pumpkin-themed party before. This could be fun. Anything dangerous happening at a pumpkin party? Suppose you lot are excited about the pumpkin party. I just knew you were children. Only a baby would enjoy something as silly as a pumpkin party. Hoping for something more dangerous, breaking into a crypt in Godric's Hollow. I think again, temporarily blinded by a goblin ghost would teach you a lesson. And there's no reason to fear about the pumpkins of all things. I'm simply saying that there are much more exciting things that can happen on Halloween. Like when Finnery Greyback and his gang attacked the school in the middle of the Halloween feast. It certainly was exciting, but I wouldn't recommend it. Cecile and I very nearly got ourselves killed. That's not true. Anything can be scary under the right circumstances. And to be honest, I'm still not sure that gnarly old oak can be trusted. What about you? Do you think something as silly as a pumpkin could ever be scary? I'm not exactly scared of the pumpkins, but I agree with Ben. Anything can be scary under the right circumstances. You're both wrong. I won't waste any more time with you. Why does Mueller always have to ruin everything? Pay no attention to her. She's only being Mueller. Perhaps we should pay Hagrid a visit then. Sounds splendid. Let's all go together. Hello, thanks for coming. These ones special for the extra tasty, and they will be a hit at the pumpkin party for sure. I'm always looking to please the grown-ups, aren't you? Then why are you here? Only because Professor Snape offered 5 extra points to Slytherin if they showed up. Did you work up your courage to come to the pumpkin patch? So you and Dan are afraid of pumpkins? No one's going to make fun of you? Cut it out. You both admitted it. You said pumpkins could be scary, or have you changed your mind? So Johnny was a student at Hogwarts who loved pumpkins. He would spend hours in the pumpkin patch caring for the school pumpkins, but the other boys weren't so nice. They were always picking on poor little Johnny. Are you sure you want to know? It's not a happy story. One day on Halloween, it happened. The other boys struck Johnny with the Malevos jinx and trapped his head in the pumpkin. The other students started to mock him, calling him Pumpkin Johnny. Was so distraught, he ran into the Forbidden Forest, never to be seen again. I thought this was supposed to be a scary story. The next day, all the pumpkins in the castle were smashed to bits. The students who laughed at Johnny started having awful nightmares. They jumped. Johnny was looking just behind them, still with the pumpkin on his head. If they turned around, he would strike them with the Malevos jinx, trapping their heads in pumpkins forever. The thing is, Pumpkin Johnny never really went away. To this day, they say that if you knock on a pumpkin while saying Pumpkin Johnny's name 3 times, he'll return and wreak havoc onto the school till those who summon him have learned the lesson. What are you doing? Just proving that you're all a bunch of silly children? Go on, Mueller, I dare you. Then let's see what's happened. Pumpkin Johnny. Pumpkin Johnny. Pumpkin Johnny. Nothing's happened. It's only a story and I got you good. Now that's enough. We have plenty of work to get to. Come to the courtyard tomorrow morning and I'll be able... and I'll dole out your house pawns. £10 to Ravenclaw, £10 to Gryffindor. Hello, Penny. Is something wrong? You don't seem your usual self. I had a terrible nightmare last night. What sort of nightmare? It's about the character from Hagrid's story. Do you want to tell me what happened? Alright, but don't blame me if you get scared. I kept wandering the corridors. It was like they went on forever. It was like someone was behind me, but every time I turned around, no one was there. That's when I heard it breathing just out of view. I turned around and saw him, Pumpkin Johnny, and hit me with a pumpkin head jinx, but it wasn't a normal jinx. This one was permanent. I was trapped in a pumpkin forever. That's when I woke up. It's only a dream, right? Pumpkin Johnny couldn't be real. It's only a dream. Pumpkin Johnny is just a character from a story. But honestly, I'm not sure anymore. Did I hear that right? Did you have a bad dream? Now is this not the time? You lot can't handle one spooky story. If Pumpkin Johnny is real, he'll be coming for you too. Please do us a favor and just go away. Hope this doesn't ruin the pumpkin party for you. I was looking forward to it, but now just give it time. You might feel better later. I was about to go study with Tonks in the library, but I could stay with you if you like. I'd better get to the library. I promised Tonks I'd help her with herbology. What a nice day. Studying is so boring. I wish I could do something more exciting. Thanks for joining me. I was dying up here by myself. How's the studying going? I get through about a dream dozen types of magical herbs and fungi before falling asleep, but I don't know how I'll make it through 1000. Are you still thinking about the story Hagrid told? I suppose it was rather spooky. Penny had a terrible nightmare about the Pumpkin Johnny last night. Had to go and perform that summoning ritual. I even dared her to do it. I'm sure she'll be back to her old safe self in no time. We fell asleep. Great. Clicked on the thing and I'm dreaming. I'm in my dream. Oh, Pumpkin Johnny. Sorry, you must be quiet. Students are trying to study. I don't want to hear excuses. What I need for you to respect this library's sacred peace that you so carelessly shouted. Now, what do you have to say for yourself? I didn't mean to disrupt the sacred place. In the future, I would ask you to reserve your outbursts for another time and place. I think we need to go check on our friends. Going back to Hagrid's later to help him with the pumpkin some more. Spooky dreams aren't all you have to worry about as you start to investigate a tragedy that threatens your entire Halloween. Hagrid deserves better than this. Did we do this? It's all our fault. What happened? Terrible. They were so young and so innocent. All my pumpkins got destroyed. These were supposed to be for the pumpkin party, but now I can barely look at this mess. It's too painful. If you need me, I'll be in my hut. Come on, Fane. All Hagrid's pumpkins destroyed. This is just like what happened in the story of Pumpkin Johnny. But I shouldn't jump to conclusions yet. Better looking for clues as I help clean up. All we need are some new pumpkins and Hagrid's garden will be back to normal. I found something. There was notes stashed away in one of the broken pumpkins. What does it say? Penny is first. Where is Penny? Holed up in her room since potions. That nightmare must have really gotten to her. Perhaps we should check on her soon. Did you just say nightmare? That's so strange. I had a nightmare about Pumpkin Johnny. I was in potions classroom. I don't remember why, but I felt something was behind me. When I turned around, I saw Pumpkin Johnny. He raised the wand at me, and then I woke up. Wait, so you two have had nightmares about Pumpkin Johnny since Mila did that thing? I also had a nightmare about Pumpkin Johnny, and it followed similar patterns to Penny and Barnaby's. But mine took place in the Forbidden Forest, not the potions classroom. That this is starting to sound like more of a coincidence. The teachers will probably have something to say about Hagrid's destroyed pumpkins at least. Let's go back to the school. They say something wicked happened to the school. Halloween is getting more interesting. Did you hear about what happened in Hagrid's garden? Thank you for you all for coming. I came to my attention with a terrible tragedy has occurred in Hagrid's garden. If any of you have knowledge of who is responsible, please report the memo to the faculty immediately, taking measures to ensure that our Halloween events are not disrupted. Rest assured, the pumpkin party will proceed as planned. If you see any pumpkins around the school glowing or singing to you, please do not be alarmed. It is known to enchant pumpkins to do more than nature's intended. Pumpkin Johnny has defaced the corridor walls and hurt an innocent girl. Assembly dismissed. Prefects, lead your houses back to the common rooms. Back to our common rooms. Looks like everyone's flooding into the corridors. We need to find out what happened. My goal's going to be alright. Was drawn and so creepy. Is that part of the Halloween celebrations? Is that Penny? Keep your distance, I must examine the student. Penny! She's been stuck in the Malevos jinx. I don't see any injuries. She appears to be unconscious. I must get Miss Hayward to the hospital when... God damn. Penny was attacked. This is terrible. Is taking care of her now. We must find out what happened here. What are you two doing still here? Can't you see I have a mess to clean up? Can you tell us what you saw here? I was making my rounds and happened upon this scene just as it appears. Do you mind if we ask you a few more questions? I'll answer one question, but make it quick. This mess won't clean up itself. When you found her, that's right, I found the poor girl lying on the floor with a pumpkin for her head. I checked to make sure she wasn't dead, then I went to get help. Found this note on the ground next to her. I've got a lot of work to do. It looks like the drawing was made with pumpkin innards. I concur, also guess, but what about the note Mr. Flinch found? Here to teach you a lesson. Ominous. I'm not sure what to make of it. If you have a working theory of what's happening, I'd love to know. But I feel someone or something is after us. Whether it's Pumpkin Johnny or something else, I can't say. I have a feeling as well. Ever since the day of Hagrid's garden, I've felt like I was being watched. No matter what happens, we'll stick together and through this. I think we have done about all we can. Let's go check on Penny. The situation just gets worse and worse. How are you? I'm just a little shaken up. What exactly happened to you? Madame Pomfrey told me I was hit with Malevos. the pumpkin head jinx. I should be fine. It just traps your head inside a pumpkin and doesn't cause you physical harm. Does is put a pumpkin on your head. It doesn't sound that bad. It's different from when it happens to you. It was like the whole world went dark. I felt so helpless and confused. Madame Pomfrey asked me to stay in the hospital room for a few days to ensure full recovery. I'll be alright, I think. Can I ask you a few questions? I'll tell you everything I can remember. I was so close to what happened in my nightmare. I was so frightened. And that's when I saw a great big drawing of a pumpkin on the wall. Then I felt like something or someone was behind me. I turned around and there was Pumpkin Johnny. He raised the wand at me. I must have fainted. Next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital, and I'll have to go chat with Madame Pomfrey and find out if there's anything else that we should know. What happened was so close to my dream about Pumpkin Johnny, it was uncanny. I believe that anymore. It will be alright. We'll find a way through this. And what we need to figure out, all I know is the last place I want to go is the pumpkin party. Waiting for another one of us to get attacked. I need to do something to help. Why don't you get Penny's spell books? I'm going to be here for a few days and I don't want to fall behind. I left my spell books in Potions classroom. You're really not coming to the pumpkin party? I just don't think I can enjoy pumpkins the way I used to. Maybe if you find and stop whoever attacked you. We found something. Was studying a pumpkin that was trapped on Penny. She found a note inside. Barnaby's next. Where's Barnaby? We probably shouldn't let him go anyway on his own. Make sure Barnaby is alright. Let's go to the Potions classroom. The school is buzzing with rumors of Pumpkin Johnny. Is no one safe of the terrifying attacks? Great. I call that. Are you alright? Wake up. Huh? Pumpkin Johnny, come back to gloats, have you? We'll see about that. It's me. I'm going to get you back for what you did to Penny. I need to get Barnaby to calm down and keep him from destroying the classroom. That's what you get, Pumpkin Johnny. I'm sorry about this. Petrificus totalis. Is that you? When did you get here? You just missed Pumpkin Johnny. I came to check on you, but it looks like I was too late. Let me undo the spell. It was horrible. As soon as I got here, I had an eerie feeling that like someone was behind me. When I turned around, there was Pumpkin Johnny. He had this awful pumpkin head, all wrinkly and scarred, and he raised his wand and cast the pumpkin head jinx. I think the pumpkin absorbed the blow. I'm alright. Sorry about attacking you just now. Don't worry about it as long as you're okay. But I think I should go to the hospital and open Penny's spellbooks too. I really don't think I want to go to the pumpkin party. I don't blame you. I just can't get excited about pumpkin when they keep attacking me. We still have time to save Halloween. Time to get to the bottom of this once and for all. Did you hear about the Pumpkin Johnny sighting in the forest? What if I'm next to get Pumpkinhead? Once Bonby finally recognized me, I was able to help him in the hospital win. So now the two of us has been attacked. Did you all hear rumors about Pumpkin Johnny popping up all over school? Even the teachers are starting to get worried. I don't think there can be any doubt at this point that Pumpkin Johnny is very real. Tonks asked me for my theory after we found Penny. I told her it was something was after us. Won't leave us alone for the time being. I think we change our focus to gather more information. If we split up, we'll each be more vulnerable. We are running out of time. Let's assume Pumpkin Johnny is real. In that case, what is his goal? What that lesson is exactly, I'm not sure. If we are under some kind of curse, this may be the only way to break it. Let's assume there was a possibility that Pumpkin Johnny is an elaborate hoax. If that's the case, who could be doing this? Points to Miula, if you ask me, only she would be this devious. Can't you see this is a private meeting? I came to talk to Darkos, but I suppose I'd better say this to all of you. Should have performed the summoning ritual. I'm sorry about something, but I have had a change of heart. Last night I had a terrible nightmare about Pumpkin Johnny. Think he's out to get me, so whatever you have going on, I want in. Good. Thank you for being so understanding. Pumpkins are quite scary, especially if you have a nightmare about them. Listen in. It'll be good to have your input. Let's see what We'll split up to pursue multiple lines of inquiry. Ben, you'll operate, assuming that the story of the Pumpkin Johnny is true. I'll head straight to the library and see if I can find any evidence. There must be something in the school records. I'm curious about the lesson from the Pumpkin Johnny story. That this is a hoax. In that case, find out who did this and know how it was done. I know a few people who would be able to be part of a prank this big. Tonks, you have your own theory, right? Find out if this Dagbolt Pips character is trustworthy. We'll circle back to the Potions classroom and other scenes to see if we missed any clues. I love a good plan. Let's go. I left my favorite copy of the Tales of the Beetle and Barn in Duelin room. I want to get it back as soon as possible, but I don't want to go alone. If that's too much to ask, now that you have learned your lesson, we can work together. Let us go. There it is, my book. There's something in it. Oh, I never thought I'd be afraid of pumpkins, but here we are. The Warlock's Hairy Heart. I'm glad you found a copy. We should get going soon. All goes to show that you shouldn't mess with the things you don't understand. There's a note in my book. Darkos and Mueller are next. Behind you. But my dream was in the Forbidden Forest, not the Dulu room. Where am I? I must have been hit by the Pumpkinhead Jinx. Oh, we need to find our way to the exit so we can call for help. I think this is the exit. You have become pumpkined. Don't worry, I'll get you out of there. You're right to trust her. Come on, I'll guide you and Mila to the hospital room to get those pumpkins off. You're alive. I don't think I was ever in mortal danger, but it's a relief to get the pumpkin off my head. Both you and Mila were attacked. What happened? Did you see Pumpkin Johnny? It was pretty scary. I wasn't sure we were gonna make it out of the Duluun room. You came along to save us. You're making your way out of the room already. I just noticed you at the Duluun room doorway. Needless to say, Mila and I didn't find any clues. How did the rest of you do? How's that? What happened since you were Pumpkin? Here's what happened. So let me get this straight. Ben, you weren't able to find the evidence of a student named Johnny ever lost in the Forbidden Forest? There was nothing resembling the Pumpkin Johnny story in the school records. Very old school. It's possible the records don't on here. I'm still convinced that Pumpkin Johnny is real and that we summoned him. Penny and Barnaby feel the same. I was thinking about the lesson from Hagrid's story, and it's my turn to give Dan the update. I asked around the school, talked to anyone who could be doing all this, but no one has a clue. And Mule again, Pumpkin too. I'm starting to wonder if this is all a hoax. I have a theory too. Hear me out. There was this Dagbert Pip's character, right? He provided replacement pumpkins after Hagrid's was destroyed. Big name in the world of pumpkins. Hogwarts could be great business for him if he destroyed Hagrid's pumpkins to get rid of the competition and created a pumpkin human hybrid. Well, that is an interesting theory. Thanks for all your hard work, everyone. Think this is all some sort of elaborate hoax. Whoever pulled this off is one of the best so far. They have covered their tracks brilliantly. There's one other thing you should know. There have been more sightings of Pumpkin Johnny. All of them happen at the edge of the Forbidden Forest. No matter what, I'm not giving up until we have stopped Pumpkin Johnny. You and your friends makes one last effort to solve the mystery of Pumpkin Johnny and save Halloween. This is where I was attacked in my dream. From us, the only sightings of Pumpkin Johnny were at the edge of the Forbidden Forest. And in my own dream about Pumpkin Johnny, I was searching the area in the forest. And we can't keep searching forever. Do you really think thropping around out here will do any good? Of course, come on everyone, cheer up. You can never give up, do you? Not even a little bit. Who's going to save Hagrid's pumpkin party if not us? You wouldn't be able to walk to Azkaban, Tulip. It's the middle of the... It was a figure of speech. There's a scrap of paper and it looks like the same parchment from the other notes. Search the area, there might be something to find here. There's the Pumpkin Johnny costume. I think that there's something hidden behind this fallen tree. Pumpkin Johnny. It's just a costume. Dressing up like Pumpkin Johnny, you were right. And even I had started to doubt this is looking like a hoax. And the summoning ritual, all the attacks, can they all will be just a prank? What do we do? Someone left this costume here, and we need to find out who, but we have already been in the forest for hours and it's getting dark. We need to think of a plan. Let's go back to the school for now. We'll meet in the artifact room later. And let's take the costume with us. We need to find out who hid this Pumpkin Johnny costume in the forest. Whoever is behind this has been clever enough not to get caught so far. Let's discuss our options. Alright, here's the plan. We'll return to the forest and hide where we found the costume. I'll wait for whoever did this to return. That's when we will turn the tables. One of us will dress up as Pumpkin Johnny costume and give whoever did this a good scare. That will teach them to mess with us. Should we cast the pumpkin head jinx on them too? Good scare is probably enough, but I appreciate the thought. I don't like this. Won't you all listening to the Pumpkin Johnny story at all? Because you may hope someone and whoever you hurt will want to hurt you right back. Let's prank them back in a way that we'll never forget and really teach them a lesson. I don't think I can get behind this plan. Shouldn't we go tell the teachers about everything we have learned? If we go and tell the teachers that we were wandering around in the forest without permission, we could be the ones to get in trouble. They may even think the Pumpkin Johnny costume is ours. I won't try to stop you, but I won't even think of asking me to get into the costume. To be honest, Tonks, I'd be afraid of you bumping into things if you wore the costume. We'll meet tomorrow and hide in the forest. It's time to show whoever did this what a good scare really looks like. Is everyone ready? Whoever is behind all this will be back sooner or later for the Pumpkin Johnny costume. I think I heard something. That could be a perpetrator. Find a place to hide. That's really hidden. The fuck? It's Mula. She was behind this all along, but she got Pumpkin with me in the dealing room. And Ismelda. It's going so well, no one even suspects us anymore. Having me dress up in the costume and cast Maleficus on both of you and Anne was a stroke of brilliance. I'm not done yet. We have a few more of those fools to pumpkin. You are through, alright. It's Pumpkin Johnny. I knew he was real. I knew it. My ankle. You're not getting me, Pumpkin Johnny. Flipendo. That's enough. Yes, you will. You alright? I'm fine, just a little bruise from the fall. Glad to have this pumpkin head off. It smells awful in there. It's over. We know it was you who was behind the Pumpkin Johnny attacks, and now you need to come clean about how and why you did all. Alright, you scared us? Is that what you want to hear? We want to hear why you did all this. It started in Hagrid's garden when he told the story. I had a chance to give you and your friends a real fight, so we had the costume made and we started taking turns scaring you. And the attacks were all you. The way you kept talking about your nightmares and how scared you were. I knew you would suspect me, so Ismilda and I came up with a little trick. You trust me right away. I guess my acting is even more brilliant than I thought. You were also scared of Pumpkin Johnny. Your imaginations did the work for you. They were so vivid and contained so many details. Oh my god. You almost hurt Tulip when you cast Flipendo there. This has gone far enough. We need to remember what the story of Pumpkin Johnny was all about. I will not. Mila and Ismelda tricked us. Then we tricked her back. Now everyone is out for revenge. This has to end. We have done what we came to do. So what now? Are you going to turn us in? None of us are allowed to in the Forbidden Forest. I'm turning you in. Well played. Pulling off that. You have it anyways. Now, wait, what time is it? The pumpkin party is about to start. Let's go to the pumpkin party and enjoy the rest of the Halloween. How'd you like the party? Hey, Penny went. I guess Pumpkin Johnny wasn't able to ruin the fun after all. But showed up earlier, he told me how you decided to forgive Mila and Ismelda. I felt like they deserved it. I told him everything Ben told me. He agreed to respect your choice, but only after he had a little talk with Mila. No one's getting in trouble this time other than a lecture about the dangers of pranks. Just glad that this is all over and no one was seriously hurt. It broke me heart to see my pumpkins all smashed, but it's alright. I'll have you know there's a new crop of pumpkins growing in my garden already. That's good to hear. Your garden wouldn't be the same without pumpkins. I wish I'd never told you about the Pumpkin Johnny story. Oh, but where did you hear the story? We couldn't find any clue about it anywhere. When I saw how Mila was picking on Ben in the garden, I wanted to do something about it. You made the whole story about Pumpkin Johnny up. I may have heard the story when I was young and forgot about it until now. What about Dagbert Pips? Are you concerned he's going to provide pumpkins to Hogwarts from now on? Always breaking into sound right in the middle of class and such. I'm relieved that everything seems to be back to normal. go enjoy the party. Hello again. Enjoying the party, isn't surprised when you decided to forgive us. Cooper ratted us out anyways. Let us off with a stone lecture. I wonder if he was impressed with your prank or as I was. We have some fun together, enjoy what's left of Halloween. There was one thing I wanted to ask. But did you have to go as far as to destroy Hagrid's pumpkins? I never destroyed Hagrid's pumpkins. I wouldn't do that to Hagrid, but I admit it fit perfectly into my plan. Thanks to that, you lot were more frightened of Pumpkin Johnny. I was following Hayward, and when she found it on her own, and it provided the perfect chance to strike. On the wall, that's correct. All Esmeralda and I did was dress as Pumpkin Johnny, jinx you, and leave those notes behind. I don't have the answers. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get some pumpkin juice. I thought we had gotten to the bottom of all of this. At least everyone's alright, and Hagrid's party was a huge success. Is that you, Ben? Don't scare me like that. Haven't we had enough of Pumpkin Johnny? Have you learned your lesson? Yes. It's not nice to play tricks on people, even if two people who played tricks on you. Now, are you going to lighten up, Ben? What was that? That was strange. I wonder why Ben decided to dress up like that. Hagrid's party really came together, didn't it? How did you get changed so fast? What are you talking about? That wasn't you talking to me just now? Then who was it? I'm afraid I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe it's the pumpkin juice talking. Have you tried the pumpkin pasties? They are actually good. Let's go. May as well try them before they are gone. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. So Pumpkin Johnny does exist. Oh.